Hey guys, welcome back to New World Carpentry Solutions. In this video, I'm going to show you guys how I like to go about laying out and drilling for mortises after I've already made all my tenons. The mortises I can actually adjust to the width because I have a drill press with a hollow chisel mortiser. So the first thing I like to do is to cut all my tenons, and after I have them all sized and over length though, the proper widths or where I want them to be, they're just longer than they actually need to be. So the only thing I need to do now is kind of lay out the door and make sure everything's perfectly square. So I'm going to start by actually laying out the bottom and top rail, and then I'm going to position the mid rail based on how my mid style actually lays out. Those styles are again the vertical boards, the rails are all the horizontal ones. The mid rail is that shorter one that lays right there in the middle. The mid style is going to be centered between the bottom rail and the mid rail. So after I get that centered up, I'm then going to use my square to make sure everything's perfectly aligned. I apply my last few clamps, and then I'm going to make marks. These marks are just going to show me where all of my shoulders for all my styles and rails actually meet. Then I'm actually going to lay out where all my tenons actually are on all of my actual styles, so that way I can then transfer those marks over to like the face of all my styles when I actually get over to the drill press. And it's pretty crucial to actually make these marks fairly accurate, and to also make sure that your door is nice and square before you actually make any of these marks, because this is actually going to be where all your mortises are, and you don't want your mortises to have all your styles and rails misaligned when your door goes together. I do make them slightly oversized, maybe like 1/8 of an inch left and right, just to give me a little bit of wiggle room. But again, you want your door to pretty much seat square when you actually assemble it and everything's pulled together. That way it's easier to assemble versus having to rack the door and do everything else to make sure everything's square during your assembly process. With the tenons marked out on the face of all the styles, I do need to actually transfer them over to the shoulders. I do actually have marks on the shoulders showing where the actual styles and rails meet, but I don't have the tenons marked there. So next thing I need to do is take the square and transfer the actual tenon marks over to the shoulder. That's the narrower portion. That's what I'm actually going to see when I'm over at my drill press. So having good reference marks, make sure I don't, miss and drill anything in the wrong place, if that makes sense. More marks the better, because again, in this process you don't want to screw up once you get everything over there to the drill press, because I don't have extra styles and rails cut. I do have more 8/4 material, but then I have to rerun the dado, make sure the dado is perfectly aligned, cut the tenons, and that's just a whole extra hassle we'll like to try to avoid. So proper layout and good layout can actually avoid a lot of headaches later on in the future. So make sure that you make all of your marks visible, make sure they're dark, make sure they're in the right place, and that will help the process going forward in the future. The next thing we have to do though is actually come over to the drill press, and before I actually set up my hollow chisel mortising bit, I'm actually just going to hog out the majority of the waste with a regular drill bit. Right now I'm just kind of setting the depth, so I can either set the depth by either raising or lowering my table, or I can actually just adjust the throw on my actual drill press. I believe this one has a max of a 3-inch throw or 2.5 inches or something like that. So I just bring the board over to the side and make sure the drill bit isn't bottoming out on the board. Give myself at least 3/4 of an inch to an inch, and that'll set the depths for all my actual mortises. And then I'll cut my tenons to fit in there. One thing I can't stress enough is that this planer cart has been a huge addition to the shop. You guys saw it over when I was ripping the straight edges on all the boards. Having an adjustable infeed for all of your tools around the shop is really nice, because again, the DW735, the head can adjust up to 6 inches, and the height that I built the cart itself at is, I believe, 36. So now when the planer cart is fully lowered, it's actually sitting at 36 inches, but I can raise it up 6 inches, so it can actually meet my drill press, my bandsaw, and even with me adjusting my table on my drill press, the head can still raise to be in-feed and out-feed. It's really phenomenal. It's a huge addition to the shop, and it allows me to do processes like this on these really long styles. It'd be a little unwieldy to kind of, keep these balanced while I drill these. I want to make sure that, again, all my holes are nice and flat. I'm just using, again, this drill bit, though, to hog out the majority of the waste. The next thing we're going to do is actually switch over to the hollow chisel mortiser, or hollow chisel drill bit. It's just essentially a square chisel with a drill bit in it. And because I have the majority of the waste already hogged out, this drill bit is just going to pretty much clean up the majority of the waste in there. And the chisel, with the action of me actually coming down on the handle, that's actually going to square up and finish up all my mortises. You guys can see here, I've already drilled out one, and I can take one of my tenons and fit it in there. It's a little snug, but also these are also longer. I haven't cut them to length yet, but once I cut them all to length, they'll actually bottom out nicely. I believe these end up being about 3-inch tenons for most of these. I can't fully remember because you have the inch of the dado and then how much it actually slides into the mortise itself. I think it ended up being like 3 inches. Again, I don't fully remember because I believe the stiles are actually 4 inches wide. So inch dado, I believe I did a 2-inch tenon, 2.5-inch tenon, which gave me a 2.5-inch mortise, which gives me a 3-inch or 3.5-inch tenon or something like that. Either way, I cut them all to fit. You guys will see the process of me actually hogging out the majority of the material coming up next. This is actually awesome because another woodworker who has more skills will finish this off with a chisel. I am glad that I actually have this bit on my drill press. It makes this process a lot easier to get everything nice and square. One thing I do recommend though is to use soap or some type of lubricant on your drill bit just to help it pop through the material a little bit easier. Because again, the chisel doesn't have actually like an impact action like it would on the actual mortise machine. So your chiseling action comes just from you plunging downward. So you want to make sure that it doesn't get stuck on the wood and that it doesn't bind up. So by lubricating the bit, it makes it a lot easier. This is also another funny thing. I have original audio from all of this, and this actually sounds terrible. So this is why you see the mic clipped to my shirt. If you guys happen to buy one off of Amazon, my recommendation is don't get that $30 one. I can't remember the name of it. It's terrible. The audio ended up being crap. But anyway, we're gonna hog through the rest of this material, and then I want to catch up to you guys once we're pretty much done, so I can show you guys how clean all these mortises came out. And as you guys can see here, they came out phenomenal. They're square, they're smooth on all sides, and they fit nicely inside the dado, which is also why I sized the dado to the size I did, including why I made all my panels the size I did, because I wanted to match everything to this bit that I already had. Typically I would have actually done this with just a regular drill bit and then had to clean this up with the chisel, and I am not a full-time hand tool enthusiast. I'm definitely trying to get better, but this made it a lot easier. After making sure my bit and everything else was square to the table and having my end feed on my left hand side, this gave me the ability to make sure that everything came out again smooth and square. This is just my process this is my current process for knocking out mortises. But if you guys have enjoyed, please make sure you guys leave me a like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.